My mother called me a while back. I thought it was just the usual greetings on how I was doing with life. But it was quite different that day. She asked me if I am now ready to finally get a job and employ myself. There wasn't wrong with this question per se. But for me who wanted to be an entrepreneur my whole life, it was like a slap in the face. My initial reaction was to be angry and defensive. And then later it turned into sadness. I thought my mother, who encouraged me to pursue this entrepreneurship, finally lost her finally lost her trust that I could achieve this venture. But as I ponder upon it, the question of my mother wasn't unwarranted. You see, after graduation, my mother and I spoke with each other, and she told me that she would give me 3 years to pursue anything I wanted, to build any business that I wanted. And if maybe you're misunderstanding something, my mother isn't forcing me to be to employ myself. But you see, 3 years and a half, 3 years and 6 months passed, and I still have nothing to show for. The call of my mother was like a wake up call for me. What are you doing with your life? You know, one of my lifelong dreams was to retire my parents. That's still my lifelong dream now. But at that moment, at that uh, days of my life, I'm thinking I'm the stereotypical child who's freeloading in their house, living in his parents' garage. And that's certainly me at that time. You see, before that happened, in October of 2022, before we go to the story, I always thought that life would be easy. I always thought that if I do this, then I achieve this. Maybe in simple terms, but the execution is different. And so, let's go back to the story in October 2022 with a series of bad decisions and a bad trade. I lost all the money that I have in one single trade, one single day. Not even my own money. I was so ashamed because my father and my aunt, who trusted me also with that money, it was all gone. Days passed after the incident of my life. I would wake up in the middle of the night, sweat pouring out of my body, thinking of what to do next, to even repay, just to repay my aunt and my father. They weren't forcing me or anything, but for me, it's an embarrassment. It's a debt I wanted to repay as much as possible. Because that debt not only signifies that I had debt to my father and my aunt, that debt also signifies how much of a failure I am. And so as you can see, my mother's question wasn't unwarranted. In fact, it was needed so that I would wake up. I wish I could tell you that I overcame this predicament and now I'm financially free. Of course not. What I do know is that before the incident, I thought that the world was just in the palm of my hands. I thought that life was just easy. But they say hard times create strong men. And indeed, that was a hard time for me. Now I realize that life isn't that easy. But life is that more exciting now that months have passed. I have a better outlook in life now, that it's a challenge for me now to really succeed in this. Because we as men need to build, need to improve, need to really strive for our goals. No one's handing out money to us or our needs to us. If we want something, we need to work for it. And so this will be the start of my YouTube video. And as you can, if you can see through my videos, I posted, but then I stopped for a while. This is the first of the videos that I will be sharing with you constantly now, regularly, because I believe that YouTube is one of those avenues where we could spread this message, this purpose to our brothers, that even if we are struggling right now, this too shall pass. This too shall pass. That's all for me today, brothers. Have a great one. See you in the next video.